And the first question we have is out of 3.2, number 9, number 5. Number 9 in the book, number 5 online. Now, I want everybody to get your calculators out because I want to show you how to do this in your calculator. Because you've done enough punishment by hand, so now I'm going to show you how to do it without all the punishment. You're welcome, Hubert. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. So everybody can see it? Everybody can see the problem?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right, now I want everybody to type in the following. I want you to type in second 0. Second 0. Well, I'll turn it on first. Second 0. And I want you to scroll down till you get to diagnostic on. And when you get to diagnostic on, I want you to put the arrow beside diagnostic on. And I want you to hit enter and hit enter again.
Diagnostic
On. You only have to do it one time on your calculator.
Volume up. Okay. Whoa, shit.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, so you said hit second
0.
0.
And scroll down to diagnostic on. And when you get to diagnostic on, hit enter and then hit enter again. This enables your calculator to show everything possible on the screen as far as answers go. Now I'm going to tell you how to type in your answers. I mean your problem. And then I'll show you how to put it in order. So stat, hit the stat key. And it's automatically on edit, so just hit enter. Now, as you can tell, I've got something in here from previous class, so I'm going to clear it. How do you clear it? You
L1 clear.
Arrow up, exactly. Arrow up to L2 or L1, whichever, and hit clear. Do not hit delete and enter. Do not hit delete. It'll delete the whole column. Go up to whatever you want to, whatever column it is, hit clear and enter. And now you're ready to type in your values. Type in 8, down arrow, 58, down arrow, 10, down arrow, 50, down arrow, 36, down arrow, 25, down arrow, and so on. And I think I got mine in. Y'all look at them and see. I think I got mine in. You can barely see them on mine, I guess. Now, as you can see, they're not in order. So you got to put them in order. So you hit stat, sort A. That means ascending order. And second, L1, which is 1. Look above the 1, you'll see the L1, and above the 2 is the L2, and above the 3 is L3, and so on. And close parentheses, hit enter, and look at your stats. Stats, and edit, and you'll see they're in order. Okay. Now, is it imperative that you put everything in order before you start? Yes. You need to put everything in order before you start. I had a student this morning in the Math 120 10, and they didn't put their numbers in order, and they got the wrong answer. And it took us 2 or 3 minutes to try to figure it out. And finally, the student said that they were out of order. Okay. Now, hit stat.
How did you get them to go in order again?
Okay, hit stat. Go down to sort ascending order.
Okay.
Enter. And type in second 1, close parenthesis, and hit enter. And then to check it, you hit stat, edit, and they're in order.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now, to calculate for all your stuff, hit stat, calculate, first variable statistic. It's already there. That's general statistics. Mean, median, mode, well, mean and median. And I got to show you where everything is. Hit enter. And it's already defaulted to L1. So scroll down and hit calculate. And there is all the stuff you need. Now I'm going to show you what everything is. X bar is what? Somebody tell me what X bar is.
Under 1.4.
No, I know that. I know the number, but what is X bar?
Mean.
It's the
That's
mean.
mean. Thank
Mean.
you for 31.4. I appreciate that. I appreciate the interaction. X bar 31.4. I don't know why my video's not on. Like I said, my computer screwed up. I had to restart it 2 or 3 times, and it did all kind of crazy stuff. All right, X bar is equal to 31.4. SX is equal to 15.45 ...
Can you're gonna shoot me, but tell me what SX means so I can write it down.
I'm fixing to. Hold on. It means standard deviation.
Oh, why would they not put SD?
I don't know.
I mean, that's
I
pretty
don't know how they.
dumb.
I think what this stands for is standard deviation for the X terms.
Well, that's
I
why
think
I
that's
can't
what
do
that-
these problems, because I don't know what the hell S and all that means.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's mine.
All right. Now, what if I want to get the variance? Can somebody tell me how to get the variance if they're giving me the standard deviation?
Well, to get the standard deviation, you have to take
The square root,
square
right?
it by 0.5. So would you divide
So
it
what
by
do you do
0.5?
if you want to? What's the opposite of the square root? Raise it to the what power?
0.5.
Okay. So if I want to find the variance, because the variance is not on here. Okay, the variance is not on the calculator. So if the test or the homework question asks for the variance, you take that number for the SX and you raise it to the second power. Now, the only reason we're doing this is because the calculator is not giving you the variance. And I'm telling you how to find it without having to go through, pulling hen's teeth. So take 15.45. Somebody do that in your calculator. Now put all the digits in there. 15.45 ... That means put all the digits in and raise it to the second power. Somebody tell me what you get. 15 times 15 is 225. So we know it's going to be at least 225.
Excuse me. Sorry.
So somebody tell me what 15.45027.867 raised to the second power. What is that?
Sorry.
238.71119.
That's fine. That's fine. Y'all can finish it out with your calculator. All right. Now I want you to highlight this because the calculator does not give you the variance. So let's highlight this in a color that you can recognize. The variance is not on the calculator. So you have to take the SX and raise it to the second power. I'll make sure everybody understands that. That's the only reason we're doing that is because the calculator does not give you the variance. But the test and the homework asked for it. So that's why I'm telling you how to get it. Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is look at the 5-number summary, arrow down, and it's a miracle. There's the 5-number summary. I'm going to write it down because there's something else that the calculator gives you, but it doesn't give you. Can anybody tell me what that is? Min is equal to 8. The first quartile is equal to 25. The median, or the second quartile, I just gave you the answer, is equal to 31. And the third quartile is equal to 36. And the max is equal to 58. Now, you should not miss the min and the max. If you miss the min and the max, you don't tell anybody, all right? Because they're going to think, you know, that you don't know what's going on. So what have they given us in the 5-number summary that they didn't give us in the with the mean and the standard deviation? What did they give us? I'll give you this hint. It's in the middle.
Median.
Median. I'm doing this for a reason. I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Why do I highlight the median? Because that's something that's important that the calculator doesn't give you up here with all this other stuff. Up here, arrow up, see all this stuff up here, the SX's and the all that? That's where you would expect to see the median, but it's not there. The median is with the 5-number summary. There it is right there. So don't forget, if the question on the test or the question on the homework asks you for the median, you don't look where the SX and the mean is. You look down there at the 5-number summary. Now, if you happen to hit diagnostic on, write this down. If you don't have your diagnostic on, you're not going to have the 5-number summary. It's going to cut it off right up under if you got an older calculator. All right, I'm going to open up for questions because I kind of went through a lot of that right now. Who's got a question on any of that? Go ahead, ask it.
Can you explain what all of that mean? Go up on the calculator.
Well, all of what?
That SX, the SX squared, all that.
Half of it I don't even know.
Okay.
Okay.
So when they're asking us to do the problem, like, I'm not understanding why they're asking for 2 different answers when they're doing this.
When are they asking for 2 different answers?
The homework, like
okay,
the way
hold
that
on.
they do
I'm going to get there. Let me get there first. Does anybody have questions? Okay, first of all, Miss Kidd, the summation of x and the summation of x squared, that's the bottom of your 3rd column when you do it. See that summation of x squared?
Yeah.
That's the bottom of the 2nd. That's the bottom of the 1st column. So that really, this you don't need. You don't need those 2 right there. Okay? So just mark those out as far as in your mind. Mark the summation of x and the summation of x squared. Just mark that out in your head. The
SX
sigma,
is the SX
you don't
is
need
the
that.
standard deviation, and then x squared is my mean.
X bar is
X,
your mean.
X bar. I ain't got my glasses. I can't find them. I'm sorry, I can't see it.
That's all right. All right. Now, does anybody have a question about what I did on the calculator? Because I'm going to go back to the homework problem, and there is a question from chapter 1 in the homework problem. Okay, look. What does it say right here?
Sample variance.
Does it say population variance or does it say sample variance?
Sample variance.
So that means back in chapter 1, I told y'all that anything having to do with the sample uses what we call lowercase statistics, which is the variables used in the sample. Now, what is the lowercase statistic? Are they alphabet or are they Greek alphabet?
Greek.
No, because population, here we go. Population is a parameter, and the parameters are Greek. So that'd be like mu and sigma. So if and I told y'all this in chapter 1, Greek letters, these are Greek letters. If you see Greek letters, that has to do with the population. If you see regular letters, alphabet, I don't know how to spell alphabet, X bar and S, that means the sample. So what is the question asking for? What's the question asking for?
Find sample variance and standard deviation.
The sample. So you're looking for S and you're looking for X. So you're going to click on S right here. Now the variance is the standard deviation squared. We just figured that. It says round to the 2 decimal places. So what does ours come out to be? I just lost it. Ours is 238.71. So I'm going to type that in. 238.71 and hit enter. Now, somebody tell me, okay, we'll go ahead and do this one. Which one am I going to pick, alpha or beta?
S.
S, why?
Is it still not asking for a population?
Exactly. It's asking for the sample. So that would be, what is our standard deviation? Our standard deviation is 15.45. I'm sorry, what?
I had 15.4 ...
It's 15.5, I think, because it rounds up. Now, is this a trick question? The first one asks for 2 decimal places, and the second one asks for 1 decimal place. Yes. To me, that's kind of tricky. On a test, please be aware of that, because I'd hate for you to get the wrong problem because you assume since they asked for it in the 2 decimal places here that they would ask for it here, but they don't. They ask for 1 decimal place. That's kind of tricky. I don't like that. Now, is this a test question? Yes. Why is this a test question? Because it's short and what?
Sweet.
That's the ones I like to put on the test. So some of y'all spazzing about these Philadelphia lawyer homework questions. No, I don't put those on the test. These are the kind of questions I put on the test. So you sent a good question, whoever sent this one. Okay? Any questions on that one? Now, I'm going to hit similar question, and I want you to take your calculator, and I want you to find it and see how long it takes you. Okay? I'm going to time you. Well, I'm not going to time you. I'm going to give you a minute. There it is. I'll blow it up for you because I know some of y'all are going to have conniptions. There you go. Some of y'all don't even know what a conniption is. That's the country term. Confunction, conniption. Y'all probably don't know what that means. Some people call it a cluster blank.
Or a shit pit.
Yeah, so that too.
Okay.
You already done?
Well, I mean, I did what you told me to do in the calculator.
You put them in order and you found the standard deviation and then you found the variance.
Okay, hang
You
on.
got to square it to get the variance.
Hang on. I didn't put them in order, so let me back up.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Let me write them on paper in order first. 8, 54, 8, 14, 24, 27. Eight, 24, 27, 8, 8, 14, 24, 27, 28.
Are you putting them in order by hand? Okay.
No, but sometimes
Yeah.
it helps because there's so many that I have to,
Well, that's why you do it on the calculator.
I can mark through them.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I'm going to take my calculator.
So now I'm going to take that 13.8187297. So in the variance, you said to find the variance, we just square the standard deviation, correct?
Yes, that's, yeah, to find the variance, yeah. Y'all check and make sure I'm not typing in the wrong stuff. 27, 35, and 28.
Did you get 164.35?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to show everybody what I'm doing here. Hold on. All right, now, I've just punched them in. They are not in order. So here's how you put them in order. You hit Stat and go down to Sort. And hit second 1, close parenthesis, and hit Enter. Now they're in order. Now I'm going to hit Stat, Edit. Watch. Okay, I'm going to hit Stat, Calculate, and first variable Statistic, and Calculate. And my mean is 30.1. And there is 13.11. I'm going to write that down. 0.81987. And I'm going to raise that to the second power. And here is my here's my mean, my first quartile, my median, my third quartile, and my max. So now I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to take 13.1 0.81987, and I'm going to raise that to the second power. I get 190.99.
I don't know what I did wrong.
90.99. What'd you do wrong? Type in something wrong?
No, I hit 13.81987297, and then I squared it, and I got 164.35.
Okay, that's fine. No, you didn't hit the right thing. Hit the caret symbol and the 2.
13.8198.
7. And then the caret symbol and then 2.
Okay, there it is. Well, I don't know what I didn't hit right.
And then 13.8. That's it. So there's 2 questions right there that's going to be on the test. The first one we did and the second one. All right, let's go to the next homework question. Of course, Tri-County done signed me off. The second homework question. Well, let me find where we were. I think that was number 9. Okay, so let me erase those 2. I have to erase them so I won't redo them. All right, this is 3.2, number 5/4. First of all, is it a homework? I mean, is it a test question? Yes. Same type question. I'm going to let y'all do it. The reason I'm going to let y'all do it is because you need to work on your calculator time. You need to get it done quick. I'll be punching it in. Okay, I'm going to hit stat. I'm going to hit sort. And there they are, sorted. Wait a minute. Second one, close parentheses. There. Now stat, edit. Now yours should look like that. 3, 8, 12, 13, 21. And now I'm going to hit stat, calculate, first variable statistic, scroll down to calculate, and there's your mean is 11.4. So the mean is 11.4. The standard deviation is equal to 6.6558. Dot, dot, dot. And I'm not going to write down all that other stuff.
If it says rounded to the 1 decimal, that's the 1 decimal place after the decimal sign.
Yeah,
correct?
always as general. I take it to 4 decimal places, whether I'm writing it down or whatever, just to make sure.
Okay.
So now I'm going to take my 6.6558, and I'm going to raise that to the second power. And my variance,
44.3.
Good job. So the variance is 44.3, and the standard deviation is 6.7.
See, where I was messing up on this, well, for one, I didn't know how to read the calculator. And for 2, I didn't know how to. I was trying to work it out on paper, the entire thing,
Yeah. Well,
instead of just
the
doing
reason-
find
the
the
reason
variance
I
and the standard
showed-
deviation.
and you know, everybody pulling their hair out with doing it by hand. But the reason I show everybody by hand is so you appreciate the calculator. So that's why I do that. Okay, next homework question. I'm going to delete that one. Okay, is this class? No. There we go. 3.235/11. Okay, let's see what this says. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this one. Oh, this is empirical rule, and I bet you they're going to throw Chebyshev in there. Yeah, I'm going to show you both.
I did see that. I did see
Chebyshev.
that.
Chebyshev, you don't have to worry about because I'm not going to test you on it. But on the empirical rule, I will test you on it. So I'm going to show you both.
Is it going to
So
be
you
a question
don't have
like
to get
this?
I'm sorry, what?
Is the test question going to be one like this?
No, it'll have like empirical rule, or it'll just say standard deviations. It's not going to say Chebyshev, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a Russian word. It's a Russian last name, so I don't know. All right. So first of all, I'm going to reach into my handy dandy pack of normal curves and pull out my normal curve. Y'all have y'all's normal curve? No.
I sort of.
Okay. And the mean is 375. And the standard deviation is 5 cents. Good. They give us something easy to add. So that'd be 380, 385, and 390. And 370, and 365, and 360. So y'all notice gas pricing going up? Anybody?
Oh yeah.
My goodness, yes.
Yes.
Don't say anything because they're going to keep going up. Don't say a word. All right. So that's gas prices. I'm going to fill in my empirical rule. So the green area is going to be right here. That's the green area. And what does the green area stand for?
Normal.
Normal. And what's that percentage? 95%. Okay. And what's the yellow area?
Unusual.
That's the yellow area. And what's outside the yellow area?
Outlier.
Outlier. Now this is what I'm going to test you on. But it's a little different with the Chebyshev. There's nothing worse than a redneck trying to pronounce a Russian word. Chebyshev. All right? So anyway, there you go. That's the empirical rule. So what if I ask you, let's ask the first question. What percentage of gasoline station has prices within 2 standard deviations? Well, in the empirical rule, it's 95%. Here's 1 standard deviation. There's 2 standard deviations. Here's 1 standard deviation. Here's 2 standard deviations. That's both ways. Within 2 standard deviations. You could say there's 4 blocks, but it's 2 standard deviations to the left, 2 standard deviations to the right, or vice versa. Okay? So that's why it's 95%. Now, Chebyshev is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to do that. What percentage of gasoline stations has prices within 1.5? Well, 1.5 is right here. There's 1. 1.5 is right there. And 1.5 is right here. Now, it says what percentage? Well, here's where you have to do a little bit of estimating. Okay? A little bit of estimation. So you're going to add these two together. And then what's half of 13.5? Anybody? What's half of 13.5?
6.75.
6.75. So this area right here is 6.75. And this area is 6.75. So somebody take your calculator and add 6.75, 6.75, 34, and 34. What do you get?
81.5.
Whatever you say. I'm not calculating it. So somebody confirm 81.5.
I got 81.5 too.
Okay. So if you were doing the empirical rule, 85% would be between 1.5 and 1.5 standard deviations. Okay. What's the gasoline price? Well, what's between, somebody tell me what's between, now you got to think here. What's between 365 and 370?
5 cents.
And then half of that would be what?
2.5. $2.60.
So that would be 3.675. And here would be 3.875. No, 3.825. Okay. And then the last one says, what is the minimum percentage of gasoline station that has prices between 355? I'm going to do this in another color. Where is 355? 355 is way down here. And 395. That's going to be a lot. Because you're going to have to take 0.15, and that's going to be 0.075. And 0.075. So it comes out to be like 99.85%. Now, that's if you're doing the empirical rule. Now, if you do Chebyshev's rule, which nobody does, you got to use his formula. And there is his formula right there. Write it down. It's just for the homework because 1 minus 1 over k squared 100%. And that's the percentage at k standard deviations. So they're going to give you k. They're going to say 2 standard deviations, k is equal to 2. 1.5 standard deviations, that's k is equal to 1.5. So let's do A. A says, what percentage of gasoline station has a price within 3 standard deviations? 3 standard deviations. Therefore, k is equal to 3. Plug in what? Plug and chug, Hubert.
Chug.
That's right, class. 1 minus 1 over 3 squared times 100.
Can you move this thing
Oh,
so we
I'm
can
sorry.
see? There we go. Okay. Percent at KSD. KSD being K standard distribution.
Percentage at K standard deviations.
Okay. 1 minus 1 over K squared. 100% A. Whoops, not at.
Okay, so plug and chug. Somebody give me 1 minus 1/9 in your calculator. Give me 4 digits. 1 minus 1/9. Somebody give me that. Or I'll do it 8/9. What is 8/9? Come on, somebody give me 8/9. What is 8/9?
I don't know how to work the computer and do fractions.
Oh my gosh.
How many decimal?
That's all right. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm scared of y'all. I'm scared y'all gonna set me up. Divided by 9. I can't even turn the damn thing on. 8 divided by 9.
0.888888889.
Thank you. 0.8888 times 100 is 88.8%. So that's your answer to A, 88.8%. What did we say with the empirical rule? We said what? Did it say 3 standard deviations? Oh my gosh, it said 2. I suck. Let me redo it. I suck. Okay, that's just the extra problem. We did 3 standard deviations. 3 standard deviations is 88.8%. We're going to do an extra one. Do 2 standard deviations. I'm going to let you do that one. K is equal to 2. Because I screwed up. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got 3 from. I haven't been drinking. Maybe it's time to start. So 1 minus 1 over 2 squared. So that's 1 minus 1/4. Well, that's easy. That's 0.75 times 100 is 75%. That one was pretty easy. So you're going to type in 75%.
You put that one on the test.
Why don't I just put all easy questions on the test? How about that?
Yay!
You do it.
I think that's the problem y'all been doing K through 12. All right.
No, K through 12 just don't teach you how to do anything. They teach you how to use a
Okay.
calculator. But when well, back in the day, they didn't teach us how to use a graphing calculator.
Well, we didn't have graphing calculators. We had those. I had those Statistic TIs that had a black screen and wrote in red.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
I had it was just a regular, it was a TI something, but it was not a graphing calculator.
Yeah. Ours had a black screen and the buttons clicked. When you mashed them, they clicked. And we would write on the screen, we would write boob and hell, and we thought we were just, you had to turn it upside down, and we thought that was just awesome that we could write a letter with, we were stupid. All right, so what does B say? K is equal to what? 1.5. All right, now I want you to plug that in. K is equal to 1.5. Well, since I don't know what 1.5 squared is, or does anybody know what 1.5 squared is yet?
I wrote it wrong. I wrote 1.2. Wait.
It's 2.25.
Oh, that's how you do that.
2.25. And somebody tell me what 1 minus 1 over 1.25 or 2.25 is. Give me 4 digits. Uh-oh. Y'all disappeared on me.
Oh, we're here.
The whole screen just went away. I got you back. All right, somebody tell me what 1 minus 1 over 2.25 is. 4 digits, please.
1 minus 2.25.
No,
Negative.
1 minus parentheses 1 divided by 2.25, close parentheses.
0.5555556.
Is that what everybody got?
Times 100 is 55.56.
So we go to the handy dandy question and we type in 55.56. We feel good about ourselves. What are the gasoline prices? So we already figured that with the empirical rule. What were the gasoline prices? 3.675. 3.675. And they may want to round up. I don't know. It doesn't say round. And 3.825. Okay, C. What is the minimum percentage between 355 and 395? Well, I'm going to show you how to find that standard deviation. Watch this. I need to find, now everybody look at that question, look at C. It doesn't tell you the standard deviation. So that means you just skip it and go to the next problem, right? No. I want to find my standard deviation. I want to find K. I want to find K, which is the standard deviation. I want to find that at 3.55 and find K, standard deviation at 3.95. Now, this is also good because we're going into the Z-score, and that's what this is. The Z-score, this is the formula for your Z-score, so write this down. X minus X bar over standard deviation. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. You're going to see this in 3.5. I think it's 3.5. Z is equal to X minus X bar over standard deviation. So I'm going to show you, I want you to do the math. Here we go. 3.55 minus 3.75 divided by 0.09. Z 3.95 minus 3.75 divided by 0.09. And I want y'all to give me, it's probably going to come out to be -4 and 4. But go ahead and do it. See what you come up with.
So why did you write it twice?
Here's the formula.
Okay. Okay.
In 3.4, it's going to be called Z. Right now, it's called standard deviation or K, but it's going to be called Z in 3.4. So somebody tell me what you have over here. Did it come out to be -4?
Negative 2.22
Okay.
is what I got on the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that too.
Okay, what'd you get? Negative what?
2.2.
All right. And what'd you get over here? Positive 2.2.
I ain't got that far yet.
I was thinking of another problem.
Yes.
Is this positive 2.22?
Okay, so now these are standard deviations, which is equal to K. So plug that in to your K formula and plug this in to your K formula, and you will get the percentage. Or you only have to do one because it's symmetrical. So somebody plug in 2.2 for me and tell me the percentage.
So where does the 3.75 come from? The gas price at the top?
Read the formula.
Standard deviation.
No, that's X bar.
Okay.
X bar. What's X
bar?
bar?
The mean?
And where's the mean in the question?
The average price?
There you go. That's all right. You get so into C, you forget about the rest of it. Remember, you're not going to be tested on this, so all you got to do is just get the homework problem done. Now, you're going to be tested on Z-scores, but we're going to cover that after we get all these homework questions done.
Just so many steps to all these problems, and everything is different.
That's why I got the videos, and that's why I extra help, because sometimes you need it. All right, somebody give me that percentage for 2.2. What do you get? For 2.2 right here, somebody give me that percentage. K, 1 over 2.2, 1 minus 1 over 2.2 squared would be 4.4.
79%.
Okay. Is that what y'all got?
I don't even know what formula about.
So 79% should be the answer. Unless you told me wrong. And y'all told me wrong.
It's possible.
I just don't trust y'all. Let me go down here and do it. I can't find my dadgum calculator. Okay. 1 divided by 4.4 is equal to, I got to turn, shoot. I'm just going to do 1 minus parentheses 1 divided by 4.4 close parentheses equals 77.27.
Yeah.
I mean, I was close.
Well, but you told me wrong, and now everybody thinks I don't know what I'm doing because of you. So thanks a lot. I done forgot the number.
You're welcome.
77.27. All right. Oh, well, I got it wrong, so I don't know what they want. 93? Okay, we've done something wrong. We've done something way wrong. Did we not calculate the numbers right? I'm going to calculate again. I still say it's supposed to be 4.
All in favor of getting rid of this problem, say aye.
Well, we can't. It's in your homework. Minus.
I know. I'm going to send you this crap.
Oh, well, I don't look at the names. 3.75 equals divided by 0.09. Negative 2.22. Well, I have no idea how they're getting 93.75 unless I'm doing something totally wrong. Let me do the other one. 3.95 minus 3.75. It's going to be the same. Okay. Oh, no. 3.95 minus 3.75 divided by, yes, same thing. I don't know how they're getting that.
I told you, you'll do the problem right on paper and you go to put it in and it'll be wrong the whole time.
Even if you, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Negative 2.2 to 2.2. 2.2 and 2.2 is 4.4. And then we got 4.4. So I don't understand how they're getting that answer. I really don't. Let me look up here. I'm gonna go down until they, I want to see how they get that 93 point. Where's C? I already did that. Look, I'm gonna have to lower this thing down. I can't do it at 175%. Okay. I'm about ready to scream. Okay. C. Is it ever going to get to C? Okay. They used something different. They subtracted the two numbers. Let me make sure that's what they're doing. 3.57 and 3.73. Well, that's what I did. I got 4.4. Hold on a second. We got 2.2 standard deviations. Is that not what we did? We got 2.2 instead of, look what they got. They got 75. We got what? 77? What did we get?
77.5, I think.
Okay, that question's wrong. That answer's wrong. I don't care what you say. You're not going to be between 355. Let's look on the empirical rule. Let's look here. We're going to check it right here. I'm going to check it. I'm going to show you that that's wrong. All right, here's the empirical rule. What are they asking for? 3.55 and 3.95. 3.55. See, that's way down here. No, 3.55. Yeah. Something's not right. Something. Oh, I see it. We're dividing by 0.09, wasn't we? It's 0.05. See the question, 0.05. I must have wrote down 0.09. Somebody do that for me. Take those two and divide by 0.05. I read the question. I thought it was 0.09. See here? See, the standard deviation is 0.05, and I said it was 0.09. What is 3.55 divided minus 3.75 divided by 0.05? I'm okay as long as I find my error. I couldn't figure that out. It should be around 4 or negative 4. Do I need to do it? I think I've done enough.
I got negative 4.
All right, 3.55 minus 3.75 divided by
0.7145.
0.05. I told y'all negative 4 to begin with. All right, now that would make 98 point whatever. Okay, the only thing that was the problem was this. I wrote down 0.05 and I wrote down 0.09 instead of 0.05. So the answer is correct. Here is 0.05. So if you do 0.05, you get a -4 and a +4. And when you plug in 4, you're going to get, K is equal to 4, you're going to get 90 whatever percent. So that's going to be 1 minus 1/16. Somebody, that'll be 15/16. Somebody give me 4 digits for 15/16. What do you get? That's like a 15/16 inch wrench. That's right near 1 inch.
0.9375.
And it's 93.75. So it kind of helps if you write down the right number.
Why did you move the decimal? Because I got
Multiply by 100. Whenever you
0.9375.
multiply by 100, you move the decimal 2 places.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's not waste any more time on that problem because it's not a test question. Let's move on. Okay. Next question. And besides, Tri-County probably has done log. Yep. They done logged me out. Lord have mercy. And this is when I usually, right before the test, when all the questions pile up, that's when I usually do this, is right before the test. So don't worry about it. Here's another one. What number was that one? Did anybody write that one down? Was it 23?
Number 11, or wasn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, number 11. All right, let me delete that one. The one good thing about this is all these are test questions except for that Chesniev or whatever his name is. This is 3.2, 29, 10. If it's another Chebyshev, we're going to move on because I'm not going to. This is a good question. What are we using?
Empirical Rule.
I highlighted it for y'all to read.
Empirical Rule.
Thank you. That means you're going to get out your handy dandy drawing that one or two of y'all did. Anybody want to volunteer? They copied it and ran copies. Anybody want to volunteer? It's easier to pull that out than to draw it, isn't it? 100, 110, 120, 130, 90, 80, 70. I'm going to color mine. Now, I would suggest you color before you run the copies. If you got a color printer, if you all, what is it, bougie? If you got a color printer, my son and daughter use that word every once in a while, so that's why I said that, bougie. And y'all are not going to say anything, so I don't know why I even said anything. Y'all suck. 95% is normal. This is a good test question. I'm glad you sent this one, whoever did. It's another test. Y'all got 3 test questions so far. Somebody's still going to fail.
Yeah, we are.
No. I'm sorry. Did anybody hear that? I didn't. I think there's a mouse in the room.
More like an elephant.
I'm sorry. I still heard it squeak. Did y'all hear that squeak? And the red. Now you noticed I haven't even addressed the question because I'm filling out, and you need to do this on your sheet before you run copies of it. So that way you don't have to do this every time. Now I'm ready for the questions. What percentage of people has an IQ score between 80 and 120? So I'm going to take my handy dandy 80 and 120. Oh my gosh, I need to take that question off the test. That's too easy. What is it?
Between 80 and 20? 95. 95.
95.
95.
We're just going to answer them and then I'll move everything down. All right, the second one. What percentage of people has an IQ score less than 90? There's 90. And more than what?
110.
110.
So less than 90, I'm going to take a magenta, less than 90. Somebody add those up. And more than 110 is symmetrical. So you can add them up and multiply by 2, or you can do them separately. Somebody add them up and multiply by 2.
32.
32.
Well, let's see. There's 13.5 and 13.5 is 16 or 17. Or I'm sorry, 27. Isn't that 27? And then 2.5 and 2.27 and 5 is 32, right? Or what did you say?
Yep.
We said 32.
I'm
32.
sorry, I couldn't hear you. What?
We said 32.
Okay. So B is 32%. And we said that A was 95%. And let's see what C says. What percentage of people have an IQ score greater than 110? Well, that's 13.5 and 5 is 18.5. I'm sorry. 13.5 and 2.5 is what? 16. So I'm going to draw that in another color. Let me go with this turquoise color. From 110, above 110 is going to be, I don't forgot what I said. What did I say? 16? What is it? 18? Let's see, 13.5 and 2.5 is 16%. And you have to read those percentages. That's all you do. You read the percentages and you add them up. So let's see if I'm right. First one is 95%. The second one is 32%. And the third one is 16%. So you feel good about yourself and you don't have to put $10,000 worth of audio equipment in your $1,000 car.
So when you said that we add the percentages up, that's the percentages that are on the empirical rule chart.
Yeah, and you have to do it like right here. You have to read the question. What did B say?
What
it
percentage?
Said less than 90.
Okay.
Less than 90 and greater than what? 110. So you got to add that up. And then it said greater than 110. So that's just this side. Add those three up. You got to read your number line and then shade in whatever you're doing so you know what you're doing. Let's do another one. You're welcome.
All
right, y'all do this one. Fill it out. Fill this out first. Oops, I'm sorry. Fill this out first. Fill the bottom of the number line up. I gotta get something to drink.
Add. I can't even see this shit.
Okay. So 100, 111, 122. Somebody help me out. 133. Now I don't know what to do. A little bit. 89. 78. Somebody help me out. 67.
Yes.
Okay, y'all check my numbers. I heard one person say yes.
67, 78.
You are
Where'd the
correct.
89 come from?
Standard deviation right here. 11. What do you do on the left?
Subtract 11.
Subtract. You
Add
add 11 on the right. Okay, now I'm going to take my handy dandy marker and I'm going to normal 95%. And I know it's repetitive, but if you do things over and over, what's going to happen? You're going to learn it. And I've been showing y'all this curve for about 2 weeks. All right, now I'm ready to answer the questions. 67 and 133. 67 is right here. And 133. So what area is between 67 and 133? Well, add them up. Now, you don't have to add them up. You could say that's 95 plus 4.7%. You could do that. Or you could add them all up between here and here, because that's what it says, between 67 and 133. And I think that is what? 99.7. 90 what?
99.7.
I thought that's what it was. And let's do B, and let's do B in this blue. What percentage is less than 78? And more than 122. So you're going to add 0.15, 2.35, 2.35, and 0.15. 10%?
5.
I'm sorry, 5%. And now I'm going to do C. I'll do C in that turquoise looking color. Okay. What is above 133?
0.15.
0.15. Okay. Okay, somebody's radio or TV's on.
Yeah, but that's different.
Okay. Question. Right, complaint. Okay, so let's type them in. First one is 99.7. Okay, you're gonna have to do something about that dog. All right, B is 5%.
Josh, mute your mic.
And C, oh, I got to check answer. And C is 0.15. And you feel good about yourself. Now, that one, if you have one of these right here, and you got some magic markers, that is not hard. Okay? And that's probably 2 questions on the test. So we're up to what, 5 or 6 questions now? I think I'm doing y'all's test for y'all. I think I need to quit. No comment. Nobody's gonna say a word. That's all right.
Hey, I said a word.
That sounds fine to me. I mean,
All right. 3.2, 23/9. 3.2, 23/9. Okay, now this is ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
There is no reason to put a question like this on a homework or a test. Does everybody agree with me?
I agree.
Okay, now what I'm going to do, since I've shown y'all how to do it on the calculator, I want y'all to be punching it in. I'm going to do it on the Excel spreadsheet. Now, why am I going to do it on the Excel spreadsheet? Because I don't have to punch it in. That's why. So you go ahead and punch it in. I'm going to leave it up here for a few minutes. Oh, well, it's time to go. And some of y'all will explode if I don't shut it up. So we'll shut it up and we'll finish these 3.2 questions Thursday. Thursday, though, we are going to have to go into Z-scores, okay? Because I got to get y'all done with this unit. This question is not a test question, and I want you to be punching it in your calculator before Thursday, and we will finish it Thursday, and I'm not going to punch all those in a calculator. I'm going to do it by Excel spreadsheet like that. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Everybody feel good?
Yes, sir.
Now, don't worry about this. This is not a test question. Okay? I'm talking about the ones that we went over. You should feel good about them.
Yes, sir.
Everybody should say, yeah, we feel great. That's good. All right. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all. Hang around in case you got any questions. I don't think anybody else came in late. Who are we looking for? Miss Ritchie. Did she ever come in? No. She's drunk in the ditch somewhere, probably. All right. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
I'll stay on in case you got any questions. Bye-bye.
Bixby voice privacy content.
Shut up. Anybody got any questions? Everybody good? Okay, I guess so.